Andrew said he's punching it up. I don't know what that means. Hey, okay. All right, good afternoon, everybody. We're just going through some stuff here as we have severe weather popping this afternoon. We were talking about earlier how this is going to be, how it is for tonight off and on, and then again tomorrow into the afternoon and evening. New severe thunderstorm warning for Baldwin, Hancock, and Washington counties goes until 3:45. This is the same cell that was going back toward the west. This is the one that we had possible rotation on from Monroe County through Jones County. Kind of tapered off, and now the winds have been kind of punchy again here. So the National Weather Service has popped out this warning. Now there's no wording this time of tornado possible, so that's good, but we're still watching it to see if it does want to spin from time to time. So that goes until 3:45 in Baldwin, Hancock, and northern Washington counties. I'm trying to read some stuff on this that's coming out. 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Wow, and $half size hail. Moving east at 45, so it's got some giddy up on it. Let's see about that hail core. Get over to it. Yeah. It's got one right there. So this is what just came through Milledgeville. Look at the hail that was going on in Milledgeville. If you're in Baldwin County around Milledgeville, send us some pictures of hail. There've got to be some good ones right through Baldwin. That is an impressive hail core through there. Heading into southern Hancock County and then eventually here going north of Deep Step. Okay, so that goes until 3:45. Okay, moving east at 45. So let's go back to, let's do it from, again, velocity's kind of jumbled up. I mean, there's nothing really to hang your hat on there, but we do know that there's some really gusty winds. And there's still a little bit visually, even on reflectivity, a little bit of a notch going on. So anywhere in this area, you could have some really strong winds coming through. 60 mile per hour wind gust. It wouldn't be necessarily sustained winds, but the potential there for some gusts every once in a while over 60. So let's go east at 45 and see. Let's follow through the polygon here. Some smaller community names showing up. You can see Linton, Worthing there. I've never heard of that one. It's not Agricola, is it? Isn't that Latin for farmer? Huh. Took Latin in high school a couple times. And seemed like that's what that was. Could be wrong. All right, so let's take that off the map. And again, to show you the lightning, even if you don't get any of the gusty winds, there's plenty of lightning go around. So you want to stay away from windows on that. Let's go over to, just trying to get where I can see your comments. Okay, so again, this is not a tornado warning, and the wording doesn't say tornado possible because we don't really see anything, a singular rotation point in there. So that's good, but we're still talking about 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So if you're in the Milledgeville area, again, that is where we had some impressive hail just a little while ago. All right, so let's zoom out and take a look at everything else because we do have storms popping in other spots. The only one that has a warning for it is that one in Baldwin, Hancock, and Washington. Let's put the loop on here and slow it down just a little bit. And you can see storms gathering from Upson County, Taylor, Crawford. So another round about to come into Monroe County a little bit. And again, if you were with us on coverage just a little while ago, it was the conversation was around that this is a highly charged atmosphere today that is not one that will just kind of wash out and go away. So these storms will come through, and in for a few minutes after a spot where a storm came through, it will stabilize the air for a little bit, but then it quickly recharges and it gets right back to powder keg ready for storms again. So we're not going to be clearing things out. What will help later on is to get the sun down and lose some of that heat of the day. But right now, any pockets that you have, the breaks in the satellite shot, let's throw that on there. If we see any sunshine in some of these gaps between thunderstorms, that's not good. You're just boiling a pot of water. It's just the instabilities out there. It just stirs things up more. Let's go to the big picture. You see storms going back into Alabama. And notice even, and the reason I'm showing you these is because everything eventually is going to kind of roll like this. So we kind of pay attention. Some of these storms are kind of rolling a little bit toward the northeast too. So what you want to do is watch back south and west to see what's next. And we see a severe thunderstorm warning and a tornado warning down that way. So that could be something to watch for later on tonight. Hopefully not. You know, maybe these storms are just garden variety thunderstorms, which is pretty much what we're seeing right now. Really hot outside, very windy in eastern Lawrence County, somebody says. Humid, yeah. You got the atmosphere out there for it. Just hasn't gotten to you yet. What about Gray? Let's see. Well, that last storm, the big one, went north right over you in Gray. But now there's going to be some rain to roll through here in just a little bit. Again, nothing all that bad. Well, these things are booking it today. I'm going to try to slow this radar down so it's not going so fast. See if we can go down to slow. So does that help, or is that too slow? That's good. Okay. You can kind of just do a little tour around the area. Again, these are not severe storms here. Let's check back in on velocity on this one up here. Back it up, go forward, and you can see when the winds were punching right when this warning was issued here. Some gusty winds over 60 miles per hour right there, so that was a burst. You can see it continuing in eastern Baldwin, getting into southern Hancock. It's like it's kind of weakened down somewhat now. But man, the hail core just a little while ago, right now it's kind of small hail, but $half size possible here around Milledgeville, north side of town, east side of town. We ought to be able to get some pretty amazing hail pictures today. These storms have really strong updrafts, and they're getting thrown way up high in the vertical, so you'll get hailstones that are able to stay aloft for a while. They'll come back down, get rain on them, put another layer on them, get kicked back up to the below freezing layer, and it just keeps putting layer and layer and layer on it, and there's enough energy to hold these heavy stones up until they finally fall, but that's how you get those bigger stones. Is there potential for hail and war? Then yeah, any of these storms could produce hail. Let me see where you. I would say pretty good shot. Worthen's going to have some hail, although the storm to me looks like it is. I mean, this thing has been fluctuating. It'll kind of weaken down a little bit, and then it'll tighten back up again. So I'd think at least some small hail, definitely some gusty winds coming in, but I don't see anything rotating right now. So that one was for. Oh, it went by so fast. Whoever asked about that. Okay. Go back out. Big picture once again. You can see those storms back in Alabama. Again, that's something for later on tonight. Let's check in on the latest high-res model run. And again, the initialization, which is where it starts, usually with current data, is not quite picking up on our situation totally because we have stuff going in our northeastern counties, but it's close. Let's see. You can see even as we get into, again, this is not the exact placement. It just shows you the idea. Thunderstorm still 7, 8, 9 o'clock tonight, southeastern counties. So for those of you from Dublin to Eastman, it may be getting close to 7, 8 o'clock tonight before most of that starts to form there. But the good news you would have going for you is you're getting into sunset. I don't anticipate that those storms would be any stronger there, that's for sure, and they should be weakening down. Take a look at the storm threat map for today, and you can see same kind of thing I was just talking about. So you're talking about a level 1. It kind of drops down once we start getting into the sunset. We'll lose some of the punch in these. Let's go This is a graph model, similar scenario, 7, 8 o'clock tonight. And it looks like kind of quiet overnight, and then we get into the heat of the day tomorrow, and maybe somewhat of a line trying to come through middle of the day into afternoon and evening, and then could that be around 3, I guess we could call it, coming in from Alabama. Pretty encouraging on the last model run or so that it shows it trying to break up late tomorrow night. And then we're still not totally done. We still could see a few showers and storms, not on the same scale, Wednesday as a front comes through and pushes it on out and gets it out of here. So the best chances for storms and strong storms today and tomorrow. Let's see. Hi, Ben. Hi, Teresa. You got it, Ron. All right, so what is that? A severe thunderstorm watch that has been overlaid. When did that get there? Let me try to get over to the chat room here for a second. I didn't even notice that earlier. It looks like a severe thunderstorm watch, which is weird, laid into a tornado watch. I think the point's been made, though, that severe weather is possible this afternoon. Oh, here goes the severe thunderstorm watch. Okay, so what is happening here is that the tornado watch looks like it was just canceled, and which is kind of odd. All right, so then that looks like the tornado watch is gone, but now a severe thunderstorm watch is replacing it until 9 o'clock tonight. A lot of stuff going on the map here. I'm just trying to read through the lines, but this yellow severe thunderstorm watch should be, I guess, replacing this tornado watch. I don't know how old the other one, when did the other one go to? Let's see, tornado watch. Okay, that was supposed to go till 4 p.m. They went ahead and changed it. They're letting that go for severe thunderstorm watch. Okay. Well, probably getting in the weeds there. I don't think it really matters at this point. We just know that we have the potential for severe weather there. So let's go into velocity mode, check in on this one again. I like that. I don't see anything rotating there, so that's good. Sandersville looks like this is going to go up and over you. Same thing for deep step. And when I say this is going up and over you, what I mean by that is the strongest part of it. Interesting. There's a little bit of a pendant hanging down right in this area here. So we'll keep watching that. So if you're Sandersville south, you may not even get any rain out of this one. I think you'll still have opportunities later. It's a double-edged sword today. If you're like me, you're really excited to see the rain. Just planted a bunch of stuff over the weekend, and man, I was glad to have that early morning one that came through. That was great. But you don't like it with all these fireworks. And most of these storms back here are tame for right now. Anywhere from Thomaston to Roberta, Butler. Heading into Monroe County, Bibb County. Again, these are just garden variety thunderstorms for right now, and we hope they stay that way. Again, think of the good news part of it. Some rain in there that we need. You know, it still doesn't hurt, though, to go around and just check in on them, you know, just to see if anything spinning around. I don't see anything, so far so good. And these storms, they're not big enough yet to really have hail problems. But again, impressive hail core. You don't see these very often, see signatures like that. You're talking about inch and a half maybe. I mean, the wording earlier from the National Weather Service was $half size. So I think in and around Milledgeville, again, send us your photos. You can put them on Facebook or what was the latest thing? Near Me, I think, is where you go and load that up. Carrier pigeon, if you have one of those. All right, so that one is mainly in Washington County now as far as the severe part of that, kind of leaving Hancock. Again, the thing is flying. I mean, you're talking about moving it east at 45. That's a pretty good clip for a storm. So I'll go back to these others. And again, that's been the biggest show we've seen today. It's the same cluster that was coming across through here. It's the same one being warned for now. So, you know, severe thunderstorm watch replacing a tornado watch. Primarily what we're going to see today if we have a severe threat, and it was still that way even earlier, is going to be straight line winds if you get those, with, to a lesser degree, tornadoes. And so it's still possible we could have a tornado warning. Probably more likely severe thunderstorm warning or no warnings, just regular old thunderstorms. So here they come marching in from the southwest. Let's go back over into big picture time, Alabama, just to show you, because everything that's back there eventually makes its way here. They do have a severe thunderstorm and tornado warning down west of Dothan, but I would imagine if you just take, you know, track those kind of clusters are probably going to kind of do this, and there's no guarantee they'll still have that punch when they get here too. That's still hours away. Those things could fall apart between now and then. So let's go back to a cleaner looking map right there so we can make out what's what. I'm intentionally leaving the lightning on there. Occasionally I'll have somebody say, turn the lightning off, I can't see. Well, it also shows you where the strongest storms are. Otherwise it's just blobs. Likewise, if we had a lot of hail cores in these storms, you could turn this map off and just go with a hail map, and you could easily pick out your bigger storms with those stronger hail cores, those updrafts. So let's see. Will East Macon get any of this? Let's see. Yeah, probably in a little bit. We'll see some stuff coming in. Again, it's just little pieces of rain right now. It's really not all that impressive, but it'll just be little quick shots of rain. They may not last more than a few minutes. What's coming into downtown in just a little bit. What Skycam do we have piped in right now? Let's see. We can move. This will open. All right. Okay, we'll zoom out, and I mean, you're going to see patches of dark sky from time to time. It'll take a second, and it'll catch up over on that screen. Let's get it to focus. All right, let's go back the other way then. Kind of a fun day though to watch clouds because they're moving pretty quickly. This is also the kind of day that sometimes we'll get pictures of people sending in of scud clouds that look pretty ominous and nasty moving, but it's just all kind of swirling going on, and you'll see these little junk clouds that just hang down, we call scud. And sometimes it'll fool people into, you know, there's a funnel cloud, and that's not usually the case. You can see some rain coming down left side of your screen there, so that's some of the stuff coming into downtown in a little bit. As it tries to focus. All right, let's go back to Radar, Warner Robins and Perry sky cams would be uneventful right now, and definitely Dublin would. There's nothing going on, so. All right, we'll check back in on our storm here. Heading into Warthen now. At times, you see a little bit of a broad rotation in there, but as the cell rotates, but nothing tornadic. Let's see if the hail core has jumped back up. Sometimes you'll see that weaken down and come back. Again, it was biggest back here. So you could still have some P, dime-sized hail, something like that, in the northern half of Washington County. Again, more storms back toward the west that are all starting to make their way in too, but I know we've had severe weather today and we have that one warning, but I don't want you to think that every one of these is a big bad thunderstorm. All of these right now are tame, just regular old thunderstorms. Yeah, even though you have an unstable environment like we have today, it doesn't mean that every storm that comes through is going to have a punch. The vast majority of them are just regular old storms. And you can see as the afternoon's been going on with the heat of the day, everything's just started to explode. Boom. I mean, storms were going earlier. The one that went through downtown Atlanta caused some trouble in many spots in the Atlanta metro area, and still going. That same cluster into Columbia, South Carolina area with tornado warnings there. So that's been a mess all day there. But then these other ones are working off more of the heat of the day. So that's the reason you have a couple of severe thunderstorm watches. Vast majority of them, of the warnings handed out would be that, with an isolated tornado. That just means one or two, if any. All right, looks like it's 3:34. This warning is supposed to go until 3:45, I believe is what it was. Yep. And again, moving east at 45 miles per hour. Pretty good clip. Looking at other stuff in the chat. Some significant weather advisories going on out there today, which of course those just usually mean short of being a severe thunderstorm warning. Pretty good shot of the incoming rain coming into downtown. Again, just in pieces. It's one of these days where you can be downtown and you can walk on one block and it's dry and it's pouring one street over. Just broken up cells for right now. So again, this moving east, so not far from coming into downtown. It may not be a soaker for everybody in downtown. I'm looking East Macon toward Gray Highway now. We'll go back to where that's coming in. All right, so that's the way it looks outside, and this is how it looks on the radar. So what I'm showing you on the camera is this guy right here. And that's probably going to sweep underneath downtown, may hit the southern part of downtown. But again, nothing severe with that. Crawford County, western side, west of Roberta. Cluster of thunderstorms there, so you go backwards and forward. Some of that's going to go through Roberta, but the lightning part may go a little bit to your north. Monroe County with rain on both ends, heaviest in the northern part of the county. Baldwin still with some more rain going through Milledgeville. That's not severe. The only severe part is this, right through Worthen right now, so probably still some pretty gusty winds there. And the hail core has started to jump back up again, so now we're looking at half inch maybe. And again, sometimes the hail core graphic, just because of the way the computer system works, it's a little bit delayed once that data comes in, so the actual center of the storm may be a little farther already to the east, and it's just kind of showing you back. So if I go to the reflectivity, that's pretty close, but it's past it a little bit. That hail core was showing up back here, the storm's more here, but you get the idea. More rain moving in toward Bibb County, Lake Tobo. It looks like starting to move in as light rain now, and it goes all the way back into Crawford. So there'll be some good rain coming through from that cluster as long as it holds together. So we want it to hold together, but we don't want them to get too crazy. So it's like if they get too crazy, we're like, oh, okay, you can fall back apart a little bit. Another wave coming in to Taylor, Macon, Dooley counties with a little bit of a line coming out of Americus. Again, so far so good. I mean, they've got a giant flood warning going from Atlanta all the way down I-20 to Alabama. The training, they just keep getting thunderstorms over the same area. Flooding is not a big problem for us today at this point, unless we were to see storms set up in the same places over and over again, but the soil should be able to handle whatever comes out of these today. Let's go back to, just because it's neat to see it on the sky cam. It's already past our shot here. We have to move over. It's a pretty thing. All right, let's see. What kind of questions do we have? Because if this warning runs out in about 5 minutes, this may do it. Glad Braves aren't playing tonight. Maryland, I hear you. They can't lose. What was that? Okay, Michael, you sent a video of the storm going through Milledgeville using the Near Me app. Okay, cool. Does anybody have any, and I haven't been checking all this, you may have already put them on there. Anybody have any hail photos, especially Baldwin County? All right, let's go back to the radar. Let's see. There's clusters and waves of storms. We'll keep an eye on some of these southern ones that aren't having their, inflow kind of robbed from storms underneath them. Sometimes those can end up going a little bit stronger. Let's see as it stands now, these are looking all right. Got to be some rain lovers from Butler to Montezuma to Vienna. Looks like a new severe, what did I see up there? That's a new severe thunderstorm warning. When did that one pop? I didn't hear that. Anybody hear that? That's for Washington County until 4:15. That will replace the one that goes until, there it is right there. Let's take that lightning off just for a second. I thought I did. There we go. Looks like that storm is blowing up again. It's been cycling. It was kind of weak back here, and then watch around Worthen. That's the reason we're seeing that hail core jump back up. Let's check and see. Yeah, we're in the yellow now. So now you're getting closer to an inch in diameter hail here. So this storm is strengthening again. Still nothing rotating, so that's good. But some heavy rainfall coming down with that one and a ton of lightning. Just stay away from the windows and let it roll on through. Just broken up stuff here. It'll come in, may rain for a couple of minutes, stop, rain for a couple more minutes. Quick movers that get in and out of here pretty quickly. And there's more behind it. Really a great scenario if you're wanting rain. This is a good setup. We just get a little break and get another heavy shower for a little bit. As long as they stay underneath severe limits, it's good stuff. Somebody says, Shannon, still thundering pretty hard in South Baldwin County is another round about to hit. No, what you're probably hearing is that cell in Washington County. You're still close enough to hear the thunder off of that. There's some rain still coming back from the west, but nothing like that thing that just rolled through Baldwin. Is it going to get bad in Hawkinsville? Hopefully not. Still got a ways to go for some of that gets in there. There's some rain coming in from the southwest of you. It may go up and over you right now. I still think the potential is there for most everybody to get some rain out of this as we go through tonight. See if we have any new model data. Just looking at tonight and tomorrow. So a lot of rain potential through tonight and tomorrow, but also potential for strong storms in that. But we've only had a couple of warnings so far, so that's good. Hopefully that's a sign of how it'll play out as we go on through tonight. So the old warning has dropped off that went until 3:45. So here's what we're going to do, because this goes until 4:15. And if I don't get over to this other computer and start making some weather maps, when it comes my time during the newscast, we're going to have to throw up an old rerun of Cheers or Andy or something like that. I won't have anything to show you. So I'm going to go over and do some graphic building, some crunching, kind of get my thoughts together for the 5 o'clock show. And if we have another warning, we'll come on here. But this one's not far from leaving Washington County. It's almost to the county line now, so it's booking it. It'll be leaving our area. So again, that's a severe thunderstorm warning. No rotation in there that I can see. If something were to pop up and change, then of course we'll be right back on. If we have a tornado warning, we're going to be on TV with it. So far so good for right now. And if we need to come back, we will. But that'll end this one for now. We'll see you.